All right, let's get into it. Welcome everybody to Monday. I hope you're doing well. I hope you had an awesome weekend. Let's take a look, see here. Quiet the music down. All right, welcome. Before we start off here, just a couple of disclaimers. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm just a trader trading my own shit. All the tools that I use on stream are provided by bapigindicator.com. These guys make the best mathematics-based indicators on TradingView. There's a referral link in the description of the stream. There's also a link to our Discord. Come join, come hang out, come gain some knowledge about probability, trading, and a lot of things in between. And most importantly, come add something to the team. Come spot your own occurrences. Some volatile dude, welcome. How you doing? How's your weekend? All right, I think that's about all I want to say. Oh yeah, come follow me on Twitter as well. I tend to shout out some occurrences that happen outside of stream. You could find that helpful. And let's get into the markets. So how much time do we have? We have 12 minutes before the open. All right, let's turn this down a little bit more. Perfect. All right, how did the world do over the weekend? Let's start off with some indices here. How's Australia doing? It is now below the due. Volatility is low. SSR is picking up. We're looking for the big moves to come to the downside. As long as those things remain, HVZ remains looking like a very tight butthole here. Probably spit some sort of volatility out in the near future. We'll have to wait and see for some direction on that. And entropy also ticking down, getting less random, providing you with more edge on your tools. Is that the right way to put it? No, it's if you have any edge, it's more likely to work when entropy is low or going lower. That's the right way to put it. Yes. All right, let's take a look at Germany 30. This was a very well performing market compared to the other ones over the last couple of weeks or so. We see the same low volatility behavior shared here with Germany. That's the one thing that I'd want to make a bet on across most markets right now, and that is the bet that I have on Bitcoin at this moment. Okay, let me transition to the TradingView scene here. Perfect. That is the one bet that I have on for Bitcoin, is higher volatility in the future, which would suggest big massive move is incoming. It is going to arrive probably on the 33-year time frame, so keep an eye on that. All right, in all seriousness though, probably over the next 3 months we see some crazy things happen, especially because a lot of the major markets, world markets, have extremely low volatility readings on the weekly. This is gonna take some long time to play out, but the move expectations should be a pretty large one, because because it's on the weekly. Last time we had low volatility go into crazy volatility was the Corona dump, which was a very significant move. I think we got like a 50% reduction in price of Bitcoin. If you managed to snag that, nice. If not, there were plenty of chances to onboard after that as well. All right, let's move on to Russia. So Russia is not looking too hot. We've been shouting out, hey, volatility's coming for a while now. It started rising. We are now seeing the extremes of that. Entropy moving lower on a massive move down for Russia. I suspect there's some sort of narrative at play with the what should we call them? The Warren Buffetts? No, that's not really what Warren Buffett does. The fundamental analysts, the fundamental anal, they're probably talking about Russia military buildup on the Ukraine border. I heard that story getting shouted out. I don't know. There always seems to be a boogeyman come winter time, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Let's take a look at Moscow. Yeah, also rising volatility. SSR outside of the band. HVZ is outside of the band as well. We would expect those things to move down in the near future. This is unlikely to persist in this fashion right here, right now. You do still have some room until the 1% cone. It doesn't have to quite get there, but it certainly can. It's within the range of probabilities here. Not much to say. I mean, this is pretty straightforward, right? Below the due, XCM is negative, volatility is expanding, MOM is negative, SSR moved up and is now outside of the band. That paints a pretty clear picture. Not so good, not so good. Let's take a look. Baba Yaga, exactly. All right, let's take a look at UK 100, also sharing that very low volatility metric. So I think shit's about to pop off. It's gonna take some time. We don't know exactly how much. Could be tomorrow, could be within 3 months or so, could be even longer than that. We can see these low volatility environments persist. This one has been persisting for, let's see, in the UK at least for 109 days, or sorry, excuse me, 154 days now. 109 bars, 154 days. That's probably including the weekends. Chapin, what's going on? Welcome. Looking on a higher time frame like the weekly, I would say we're coming to the end of that low volatility. The one expectation I have is higher volatility for a lot of these markets. I don't have a clear sense of direction as long as we remain above the due and the XEM is printing greens, likely to the upside. That can change though, so keep an eye out on that. Also, the first move that we saw in Bitcoin, we saw it to the downside. Just something to be aware of. That can definitely happen. You know, we see downside moves in Russia. We see downsides moves in China in a lot of these markets, at least initially. And then back on to the upside. So the point I'm making is that the HVP is not a Mod, what's up, Spence? How's your weekend? Mod, when Bitcoin hits, what was the target that you provided? The fucking 12k, 18k, who gives a fuck? All right, let's take a look at China. China cooled off most of its volatility here as well, likely to start something new soon as the SSR is below the bottom band here. So let's keep an eye out on that. So far below the due, XCM is still in cost reduction basis, probably to the downside, and I'm willing to bet that probabilities agree as well. Let's take a look at Hang Seng. This was looking a little bit worse. Yeah, you're already getting the red XCM, although unlikely to persist in this fashion as you're outside of the band already. Mom is negative. R squared is expanding. Japan 225. So the one bet we were saying is, hey, you're unlikely to see any fireworks in the near future. You're likely to just cool volatility. We're seeing that now. Kind of cooled this back down to a reasonable 34. Seems to be positive so far, above the due. XCM's printing greens. And the SSR could give you some upside in the near future, although I wouldn't expect too much out of it as you're already pretty close there. What's cracking, Goat Lord? How you doing? All right, let's take a look at Nikkei. Very similar stance. Come on, Mom. Yeah, very similar stance, cooling volatility for the time being. Let's wait for something new to start. As you know, we don't short markets. We look to enter them and reduce our cost basis at best. I don't think there's a reduction in cost basis available here. I think if you're trading Japan and Nikkei, I think you probably got that out of the way. Likely some upside in the future. We'll have to wait and see for that to happen. Remember, things don't move because of my words. All right, let's get into the US stuff. So Dow Jones is actually taking a step down as HVP is expanding, likely to open down today 525. Yeah, we got 5 minutes. Is this open right now? No, this is was this Friday? Yeah, this was Friday, so it took a step down on Friday actually, and the HVP is expanding. We still see the MA trending down. The MA just basically adds lag. That's all it's doing. It's to denote that, hey, this low volatility environment can persist for quite a while, kind of like we had in this area here where we saw very low HVP readings, and then it began to pick up as we moved up actually. All right, so what can we say from this? The one thing I want to note here on the Dow Jones from a daily is that we are now seeing a pickup in SSR. If this persists, well, because it's above the MA, because it's picking up, I would assume the assumption is that it continues to persist. We do have some room until the upper band, so we're actually likely to see some down days this week starting today. Let's take a look see at the other US indices. S&P 500 still moving up, entropy moving down, giving you a little bit more certainty on your tools. Nice. when this essentially starts to pick up, you would expect that, hey, the market's getting more random. We're unlikely to continue just climbing in one direction. Also, God damn it, one direction. The SSR has now made a significant move down. This is probably going to be a good indication of what happens next as we open up the week. If this begins to trend up, we do have some quite a lot of room on it actually. So look for this to kind of give you a hint as to what is likely to happen in the near future. So far so good though. Entropy is still moving down. Is this open now? Yes. Gonna open up today. Entropy still moving down. Yes. Low volatility shared with the other assets as well. Low volatility on the weekly. Hey, by the way, SSR on the weekly is outside of the band. So we're kind of looking for something fresh to start in the near future. I would assume we just continue to drift up here for the time being. And then once the volatility starts picking up, once the SSR starts picking up, we'll probably get a much more intense move. So far so good though. Let's take a look at who's texting me. Nasdaq 100, very similar positioning as the S&P 500. The only difference here being the SSR is actually moving on up, suggesting that this move is going to continue to the upside for the time being. Don't have too much room here, so look for this to go outside of the band to suggest, hey, unlikely to persist, but so far so good. The XEM is printing greens above the do. You gotta be positive. You gotta be positive. There's no there's no one going to a 1K for Nasdaq quite yet. The volatility is concerning, but it's not a directional tool. It can come to the upside. So as long as these persist, look for upside. If anything starts changing over, we will be able to spot it. Nice. Bitcoin, how's Bitcoin doing? Took a little bit of a dip down this morning. Quite a random market here. Not giving you a lot of edge on your well, not giving you a lot of confidence in your edge, basically. Low volatility, still moving lower, below the MA, likely to start something new on the SSR. Actually, on this move down today, on the candle today, the SSR did print green, but it ended up not sticking around, as we saw a pretty huge, massive move that happened on the 15-minute here, 4 candles ago. Nice. So let's see how the day closes, because if it does start to print greens, especially on this move down, I would immediately expect further downside over the next couple of days. For disclosure purposes, I'm just trading volatility here. I'm not directional. I do not short. Hey, welcome to Monday. I'm just playing volatility here. That's about the only position I have on Bitcoin. I think we will see some sort of big, massive move incoming. Just because this hasn't happened very often. We could very well see it to the upside, actually. We have seen these instances of HVP expansions when you take a first step down, and then as volatility continues to expand, we see an up move. So we'll have to pay attention to our momentum. We'll have to pay attention to the XEM and the DEW, which hasn't started printing greens quite yet. If we get to some sort of extreme probability, I will be a buyer. And the SSR as well. So we'll keep an eye on those. Let's take a look at Ethereum. How's Ethereum doing? Likely to start something new on the SSR here on Ethereum as well. All right, let's take a look, see how the market opened. Yeah, very positive open for the S&P 500 today. The one thing I want to note is the SSR has created a lot of distance here. We could see a turnaround of this relatively soon. It is approaching the bottom band here. It has some room still, but it is approaching the bottom band. I guess one of the bigger stories today too, being Monday, is that the Fed chairman is being replaced. If does anybody know about this? I think the probabilities have Jay Powell winning at about 98% probability, at least going off of the betting markets. But There is another contender, I guess. I don't know her name. Let me find it. Actually, I saw a tweet about this. Where was this? Lael Brainard, a very nice lady who would also probably just print as much money as J Powell. I don't think they're gonna do anything different, but we'll have to wait and see. It's gonna get spicy with the debt ceiling, with the Fed chairman appointment. Let's see if we can get any changes in the actions of the Federal Reserve. I think that's pretty unlikely. I think they're all just stuck there basically, but we'll have to wait and see. So far so good though. Nothing crazy is happening in the markets. How are the rates doing? Took a little bit of a step up. The 2030 inversion still has not sorted itself out. Not very nice. All right, let's take a look at currencies too. How did the currencies do? So Dixie was actually above the bounce, or last week we were saying, hey, likely see some some positivity on the Dixie. We're getting that now. SSR moving up, entropy moving down, HVP expanding. What else do you want? If you're trading against the Dixie, I don't think now's the time. Look for these things to stop persisting basically. If the SSR makes it outside of the band, or if entropy begins to move back up, you likely see some sort of downside in the near future. But for now, it's up only for Dixie. Powerful US dollar. USD CAD sharing that feature with the going lower with entropy, low HVP. You're likely to see some volatility in the currencies. Holy cow. Okay, USD versus the ruble, 74. Wow. Taking a big step up in the morning, and also getting that rise in volatility. Nice. We are now entering the high volatility environment here. Let's see how long we can get it to persist, but this is shaping up to be a pretty crazy move. Maybe I should hold some US dollars. Powerful. All right, let's take a look at what else do we want to look at? AMC and GME. We were saying, hey, it was actually being shouted out on Market Chameleon as well as having low IV rank, so the premium was relatively cheap on it. I think now's the time to start buying premium on these things. AMC and GME have very low HVPU. They have very low IV rank. Those two things line up pretty damn well. And you're now expanding the HVP and you're moving to the upside, so likely you continue seeing upside in those two stonks, but in general you could even structure a volatility play here. I think those two line up pretty damn well. Let's take a look at Tesla. How did Tesla open? Tesla, yeah, everybody was saying, oh, it's done, Musk is selling here. Doesn't look like it. Entropy did get a bit of a move down, nothing too significant here. I do have mine on the 95 filter, pretty consistent there with that. And SSR is now moving up and has a decent amount of room. MOM is positive above the DU, and the XCM is printing greens. Volatility is still expanding. We're likely going to see another leg for Tesla during this week, and we'll have to wait and see if any of those things change around for next week. Powerful. All right, anything else we want to cover? I don't think Weebos gave me any stocks to cover today. Anything on the let's take a look at gold. That's what I want to look at. Yeah, gold taking a massive step down actually today. Last week gold was looking pretty damn positive. This week not so much. Again, you have that expanding HVP. SSR doesn't have too much room, but it still could persist for the time being, and the XCM is now printing reds here actually. Let's take a look at the weekly as well. Weekly still looking okay. It's actually now approaching the due. If you wanted to take a chance on it, that's pretty reasonable spot. but you may just have to hold it for a while, as the weekly is a pretty damn long time frame. And let's actually take a look at the probabilities as well on this, and we'll come back and we'll look at probabilities on Bitcoin as well, just because last week they were giving us like 30% of staying within range and 30% on the outside on either side, so they weren't making it too clear to have some sort of a bias. 1874 and 1763. Right, let's go 1762. Most likelihood that you stay within range, but again, we see the same kind of thing where the probabilities on either side are extremely even. They're extremely even. Hey, can't get mad at probabilities. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. We could, to give ourselves some sort of bias, continue to monitor the directional tools, including the MOM, as it does have the R squared expanding. It is now negative. The XCM, as well as the SSR, probably see some downside for the time being, and then we will have to wait and reassess. And let's take a look at Bitcoin probabilities. $55,443, $68,495. Yeah, we're still stuck in 1/3 zones. You have a higher percent chance of I heard about these massive moves incoming. Yeah, dude, they're incoming. They're almost here, okay? Just wait 33 more years. You have pretty decent probability of staying within the range or moving to the upside, but 30% is certainly nothing to snicker at. How is our momentum doing? I will be watching this for the close of the day, because I think the SSR, if the SSR prints a green here or moves above the MA as it is now, I think that's a pretty decent one to take a chance on. And also, if the MOM gives you a cross down with the R squared expanding, that'll certainly, to me at least, spell some trouble in the short term. Likely see some new lows for Bitcoin. If those two things don't happen, we could stay within this range for quite a while. What's more likely to happen? We're more likely to stay within the range or go above it over the course of the next 30 days. That's what's more likely. You are on the 5% cone here, just to know that too. I certainly want to be short in this. Don't want to be short in this at all. All right. Anything else you guys want to look at? We could just make it a little bit of a shorter stream today. Oh, you know what? Let's take a look at Market Chameleon. All right, let's take a look at over 1 billion, and let's go by IV30 rank, and let's move down Victoria's Secret. Rivian, how does it have an IV30 rank? It hasn't been out for 30 days. How's that possible? Let's actually take a look at Rivian. I might buy some Rivian. This one I've been looking at before it even IPO'd. I think you guys have heard me mention it. It's the other contender to, I don't even know. They make electric trucks. They make electric trucks. The prototypes look quite cool. I don't know if they actually sell anything. Probably fucking not, like any other company. I just wanted this as like a powerful narrative stock. You know, people seem to get obsessed over Tesla. They might see this as the silver to the gold, or whatever the fuck they want to talk about it. Could go up. Pick her up. I probably want to add some exposure to this as we've had some nice down days here. Let's take a look at Grubhub. What's the ticker? Grub. Visk. Perfect. Yeah, you probably have some sort of probability play here on Grubhub. I don't know if that's over or not. Let's take a look at 23 bars back. Probably has the higher IV rank over the course of the next 3 months or so. From the probabilities perspective, probably lower though. I don't want to be making calls on this. Maybe you want to add this. I have no fucking clue. Let's take a look at VSC. Disconnect. Holy shit. Is this the right one? OTC? Always looking at the OTC shit. Why are the probabilities so skewed? Because we have like no data. Also, why is it still in pre-market? Shouldn't this be open by now? It's on New York Stock Exchange. All right, let's take the cone off. Hold on. You still have some room on this down move from the SSR perspective. It is now trending up. MOM moving down as R squared is expanding below the due line. If you're looking to enter something like this, it might not be a bad idea. The SSR is extremely quick. It might not be a bad idea to give it a minute to turn itself around, or to be outside of the band where you can bet on some sort of an extreme and unlikelihood of persistence. From the tools perspective, we really don't have that much data here. It's all kind of strange looking. It just seems illiquid. It seems very, very illiquid. Probably higher volatility in the future. Let's take a look, see at maybe the probability panel can give us a sense. Jesus, 0006 and 0039. Look at this. This is Weibo's buying in real time right here. Look at him go. All right, just off the third expected move here. Let's see what the probabilities say. You have 100% probability of staying within range. Congrats. Let's move these down. Let's move these down. Let's go like 10, and let's go like no, that's too much. No. Yeah, it has no fucking clue. All right. Yeah, I don't know how you're sourcing this one. I don't think any of our shit works here. It's just too little liquidity for something like this, it seems like. All right. Even the cone is fucking skewed as shit on this. If you wanted to add something like this and hold it based on some other factor, hey, more power to you. Actually, if this day closes like this, the SSR is now done. It's likely to start something new in the future. and this move would be considered done in the immediate term. So keep an eye on it, see where it closes today. It's on bouncer line for me, so like these assholes in the penny are FOMOing. I'm waiting. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. You still have the old bouncer, right? Like, because they removed it with the new update. I think it's getting updated shortly, hopefully, to bring back that bouncer line, because that shit was powerful. Nice play. Let's take a look at the crypto top 100. How are we doing? Holy shit. Binance US, man. The lackluster liquidity is fucking fascinating. Might be a pretty decent bet to continue betting on that, actually, and set some ridiculous fucking orders on Binance. And if they get hit, they get hit, but you have to lock up your cash for quite a while. Zcash, I think the Snowden was shouting this one out over the weekend. Also a pretty big loser on the day, but nothing outside of the crypto range. XCM is green, above the due line. Nice. SSR is positive here, but doing some sort of nonsense. GME at 242. Fuck, really? Mr. Mars VA, thank you for the follow, man. Welcome. How's AMC's GMEs doing? Yeah, up 5%. Fucking fantastic. Fantastic. You are getting to the outside of the band territory here, so be aware of that. It's not, you know, it's not going to call a reversal or anything crazy like that. It's just unlikely to persist in this fashion. The returns will be less self-similar is the correct way of putting it. Let's see where we can actually end up on something like this. Let's go to the 1% cone. So you have a 98% chance of staying within the cone here, on the outside cone, within the range of possibilities. Over, actually, let's bring the cone all the way to the forward. Let's go to the 1 bar, because we're trying to see what's possible in the future. In 60 days to 2300 for GME is possible. Is that likely to happen? No, but it's certainly within the range of possibilities. With volatility expanding like that, we could see some crazy move. Last time this thing fucking pumped was insane. This is probably a good demonstration of the cone probabilities here. Let's take a look. Go to the low vol environment. This 229 bars. Yeah, I don't think I've seen too many occurrences like this, and this is also a good example why you shouldn't short shit. Things can go from 1 to infinity, whereas shorting you can only get from 1 to 0, right? This is an occurrence above the 0.01% cone, which is just fucking nuts. That's nuts. Nice play if you were in this before. Yeah, the GMEs we've been shouting out for a while. These were on Market Chameleon as having low IV rank. This was printing greens on the HVP. This was getting set up for quite a while. I think we see some crazy moves in GME. And AMC being very, very similar. Also was on Market Chameleon. Also had the same HVP reads. Likely goes for a pump as well. Yet another occurrence of above 0.1%. Crazy. Didn't hang around too long there, though. All right, let's go back to the first one. How is Udemy doing? How is GitLab doing? Udemy doing pretty damn well. Nice. GitLab not so hot, back down to 108. SSR moving up on this if you are still in this. Let's take a look at the pot sector. Pot sector actually turned around. We were getting above the SSR line, and the XCM was starting to print greens. That's pretty that's pretty damn good for an entry. Doesn't look like that has worked out. Let's go back to 1% here. Is this likely to persist in this fashion? Let's see, 6 bars back. The one thing I would say is that you likely see lower volatility in the future. Once this begins to cool off, if we are getting lower prices, I would sort of probably denote that as likely to be the bottom for the time being. Let me put it another way. I don't want to be short this right here, right now, from an HVV perspective. I would rather be buying. I have not let go of my positions on the pot sector. I don't think there's that much room for these things to continue getting hammered, especially with the HVP now being very, very high. Could be wrong though. We'll have to wait and see how that turns out. So far, the probabilities are definitely to the downside. The SSR does have some room here. Mom is negative, and the R squared is expanding on it, although it is very deeply negative. Let's take a look at CGC. Yeah, also in the same stance. Let's take a look at Tilray. Tilray unlikely to persist from an SSR perspective. All right, anything else we want to take a look at today? How'd the S&P do? Big massive move incoming on the S&P. Crazy. You're now at the first expected move, by the way, for the S&P 500 for the day. Nasdaq, yeah, similar. You are now on the first expected move. SSR still moving up. Nice. When is this likely to end? We have to wait and see these things to start to turn around. SSR being above the band would be a good notation of unlikely to persist in this fashion. The mom giving you a negative cross with R squared expanding would be good too, and the entropy moving back up would be even better. For now, it's up only. Welcome to the new world order. Just go fucking long everything. You know, I love it when people argue that, hey, the market's a scam, like fucking Peter Schiff. And it's like, well, if it's a scam, why don't you just long the scam? What did he post today? Gold is selling off on the renomination of Powell. Okay, so Powell did get renominated. As traders think the devil you know is better than the one you don't, but not replacing Powell with an even bigger dove doesn't make him a hawk. With Brainard as vice chair, Fed policy will be more dovish than ever. Buy gold. Good luck. Good luck with that. good fucking luck with that. Also, come fucking join our Discord, because I learned something today in the Discord. I was looking over the Inc. Discord. Where was it posted? Let me read this out. Anton fucking posted 10% of my account is gold stocks. Nice. I also own gold as just an insurance policy, essentially. I don't trade it though. I don't trade it. I don't think he's wrong on gold. I think he just, the notion that everybody's gonna get rich off gold right here right now is, you know, it hasn't been true for like since 2008. I mean, people made some good money, don't get me wrong, but I think holding S&P was better. AGRDF. Take a look. Powerful. Wow. Not much data on this. The XCM is still printing reds. And you are the 1%, and volatility is quite high, but looks like you caught a good move. Looks like you caught a pretty damn good move. It's also very kind of similar. I don't want to say price action. It's fucking dumb. This is what we've seen a lot from the HVP, and this is why I keep harping on the fact that it's not directional. When we're in a low volatility environment, we start expanding to the downside, and then the big expansion comes to the upside. We've seen this kind of thing play out in a lot of markets. And it's kind of similar to the way Bitcoin is behaving now, but I still want to refer to the momentum tools to kind of give us an indication of If you're in the Weebos, fucking nice. Well played. The guy I read thinks this is a 50 bagger. Jesus. Yeah, maybe. Is this likely to persist? I don't like right here, right now. No, I think you see some down days. I think those might be decent buys though. Like everything, like you just want to have exposure. You just want to have exposure. If you think this thing has got a future, then expose yourself. Show up naked. All right. Going back to Anton. Anton wrote a powerful post in the Inc Discord, and I'm gonna read it. To avoid confusion for newer members, I would like to add this. Confluence is a term thrown around by a lot of traders. It is usually seen as a good thing in their minds, but this is not always the case. Probability theory should always be based on hypothesis testing. Otherwise, one is just TAifying it. For confluence to be a good thing, each piece of the puzzle needs to be statistically significant. For example, for volatility to be low, it has to be below a critical value. That value should be based on the confidence level chosen and should not be changed to fit your bias. The confidence level should always stay the same so that the test stays valid. The same goes for any statistic you use. Confluence is a bad thing if it is based on the premise of the more tools agree on the direction, the better. There's a very important concept known as overfitting. In simple terms, overfitting means forcing your idea to fit your data. This will only lead to losses because you are no longer doing probability theory. Instead, you're doing TA. This will fail over time, always. It is also important to come up with your premise before you use the tools. Do not add a tool, use it to find entries, add another tool to remove losses, and then another tool to remove even more losses. This will result in overfitting and will kill your account. Do not build your premise this way. This is bad. This is the bad kind of confluence. The right way to use confluence is to come up with your premise first, then choose the tools that help you test that premise, and when you have the tools, then test it all together. Just wanted to make this clear to save newcomers some potential headaches. Fucking powerful. 100%. Big brain. And the major takeaway that I'm taking away from it is to especially for entries. Sneaky was the problem. Welcome. Thank you for the follow. The thing that I'm taking away from this is to, if I'm taking entries, for example, on the cone, I'm always going to be taking them off of the 0.1% cone, for example. I'm not going to be changing the probabilities to like 5% and say, hey, this is reasonable. Although it like we know what the probability is, right? Like it's a straight up number. And those odds will work over time, but I am definitely going to be adjusting some of the things that I do based on that. I think this is also tools like HVP. This is where they give us the juice because they rank order things so we can see on a relative basis what's significant and what's not. It's not like we're saying, hey, volatility is at 16 so it's low, or volatility is at 20, or sorry, 80 so it's high. We're actually rank ordering it for the last 100 days, or whichever sample period you have. I actually have mine on 365 days, and I've kept this constant. Yeah, so take that as you will. Hello, what do you think about Potter Inu? Do you like meme coins? I don't know, man. Be exposed. I have no opinion on individual assets, to be quite honest with you. I just want to be exposed to as much shit as possible. Probably over time, if we're going off of fundamental things, a lot of them die, if not all of them. But you still probably want exposure, just because these things can definitely pump. Let's take a look at Potterino. We only have it against wrapped Ether. Yeah, this is not gonna tell us much. Just not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but it always makes sense to be exposed to as much shit as possible, meme coins included. Baby Potter, you know, say baby. Exposure means look at the charts naked. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Let's take a look at CoinGecko. Let me move this a sec. Like if you're looking for some reaffirming hand, I don't think any of us can can give you that, but you know, ship pumps. It's geometric returns, right? Bet from 1 to infinity. Right now the price is I don't even know what is that, like 3 trillionth of a cent. Yeah, no serious opinion, to be quite honest with you. Okay, the one thing I'll definitely say you shouldn't do is you should not buy this with your life savings. I think we're pretty safe on that. I think we're pretty safe on that. All right. How's Bitcoin doing? Actually, how are we doing from the weekly? We did get a new week. Let's take a look at the 7-day. We are now on the dew line, playing nicely with that. The SSR has cooled off, likely to start something new on the weekly, actually. Let's take a look at the shorter term time frames too. The XCM is still bearish on the 4-hour. It is still bearish, I think, on all of them, actually. On the 1 hour. No, on the 1 hour flip green, to be fair. On the 1 hour flip green. Still bear on daily. All right. Check FTM to keep me happy. No, Henry. You called me. What did you call me today? You called me something today. I'm gonna fucking demod you. Let's take a look at FTM. Does this have a longer history? FTM. Yeah, you called me lovely. Do I have crypto.com? I do not own crypto.com. Do I have an account at crypto.com? No, probably not. Crypto.com. Do you have crypto.com? Fucking Matt Damon on the front page. This is the CRO token, right? I'm assuming. Yeah, I'm 7x with my CRO. Fucking nice. Do FTM USD calculated by TradingView? Yeah, right. So we don't have enough history for entropy to take place here. 14 bars. You are in unlikely land. We can continue being in this cone for quite a while. The one thing I would expect on the FTM is that volatility expands, actually probably in the near future, as we've seen the first step of that with the HVZ. So far from the DEW and the XCM and the MOM actually to the downside. I would be careful, but as always, you know, not a bad idea to have some exposure. You have the coin CRO. Okay, let's take a look at CRO. Yeah, CRO has been it's been fucking crazy, actually. No, I want to see it. Please give me more history. Okay, perfect. Powerful CRO. If you were entering this at 17 cents, you did fucking extremely well. Actually, where the HVP was at the low point, extremely well done if you entered there. Talking about what is happening right now, I would not want to be entering longs here. You are on the 1% cone. You have 98% chance of staying within this. And I'm willing to bet that you're even further if we go from the low volatility point of 29 bars. Let's take a look at that. It just, the risk reward no longer makes sense if you're using this as a trade. If you are doing this as a hold, always good to have some exposure. wouldn't be such a bad idea to take profits, as you are actually on the 0.1% cone. Can this go higher? Yes, definitely. It would just mean you have to get more than 10 hits in a row. It definitely has happened before. It's just unlikely. It's unlikely. To be fair, the SSR is still moving up, getting close to that second band. HEP is extremely high here, giving you a 91 read. Personally, I'd want to be taking profits. I would not want to be putting more money down on this. But if you're in this from before, fucking well played. Well played. Crazy. This is also why you want to have exposure to a bunch of shit, because you don't really know where returns like this are going to come from. It's nice to build a pool when it's raining returns. Nice. Well done. Well done. All right. How are we doing for time here? Good. Powerful CRO. And actually, I have a yeah, I have a watch list for FTX perps that I've been going over. I haven't done any work on this in quite a little bit. Maybe I'll keep this one updated. But yeah, come hang out with us on Discord, because I'm quite sure I posted it there. If you want to see a watch list for all of the perps on FTX, and also Weibo is actually combines pretty good watch list too for sector by sector shit. Takes a lot of work out of it. And in fact, I think, can I share this? Yeah, I can share this. Here you go. If anybody should find that useful. A lot of the stuff was on the old Bouncer line. I don't have that line now just because of the update. They're hopefully going to be bringing it back. We're going to be doing a lot of work with perps in the coming near future after this huge massive move happens, so that I can get out of this volatility trade. We'll be going back to spotting some more occurrences, so hopefully yeah, you guys join me for the ride, and you guys can also spot some of your own occurrences. The tools that I use, a lot of them are free on TradingView. All right, I'm gonna leave you guys there. You're gonna do leverage trades? Yes, I am, going off of the Kelly. And actually, fucking these crazy math guys, they've just dropped mutual information as well. So this will help my Kelly be much less correlated than last time. We're going to be using it instead of measuring correlations. Hopefully take bets that have very low mutual information, and that way the Kelly actually makes sense. All right, yeah, I hope you guys have an awesome Monday. Make lots and lots of money, don't get liquidated, and we'll be back tomorrow at the same time. You guys want to go over to rate a stream, or do you guys just want to go home? We got a whole 9 viewers today. Yes? Okay. Let's go, you fucking horn dogs. I swear to God, this entire fucking pools, hot tubs, and beaches section is so nuts. It's so crazy how it's allowed on Twitch. It's like, I don't know. I don't want to fucking. I guess I'm on the platform now. I have to fucking back them up or whatever. Toe the party line. I think that's how communism worked. All right. 1 second. The rate channel. All right, have a good Monday, guys.